Thanks for tuning in to the Groom's In with Fontaine Concierge. I'm the Groom guy, Cameron, and today I'm here with Joey, the smoking panda of the Mobile Cigar Lounge. So I actually connected with Joey in the height of the pandemic on Clubhouse. Clubhouse was popping at that time, and so a lot of people had some time on their hands to have some conversations, and I got in some rooms with some wedding pros. I've heard about Joey. He's in my area, so we connected and vibed. And offering a very groom-centric service, cigars definitely is kind of picked up by the grooms, but also the brides too.
Yeah,
also the brides too. So Joey, just tell us a little bit more about you.
No, well, thank you so much, Cameron, for having us. I
no
appreciate
problem,
it.
I'm going to give you a little pour.
Oh, thank you. Oh, geez, thank you so much. Joey Mack, Chief Smoking Officer of the Mobile Cigar Lounge. Exactly, that's what happened. We found each other in Clubhouse. We were from Jersey, and we got to represent Jersey. So we just connected, and we were relatively close to each other. And dealing with so for us, we bring the cigar experience to weddings, private parties, and we make sure that's a memorable and unique experience. So when I talked to Cameron, that's exactly it. Like, how do we create that experience together when we're either grooms or brides, smokers, right? And we found where we just highlight and pretty much uplift each other because we want to create that experience. So veteran owned and operated, located in Opakong, New Jersey. I've been in business for about 4 years now, but we're just growing, and we're just looking for more smokers.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I was drawn because I'm a smoker myself. I still call myself a pretty novice. I'm getting to the heavier stuff, the Maduros and things of that nature now. But the thing that I found very cool about what it is that you guys do is you bring the service to the wedding, and you also do the rolling there, and just the attention to detail that's associated with that, and just elevating, having something a little bit more cool and niche. So, like, how do you decide what made you think about like bringing that type of experience to the weddings?
It's very interesting because we always get like, why cigars? Yeah. Right. So when I was deployed, so I served in the Marine Corps for 6 years. Mm-hmm. So when I went to Iraq in 08, 09, I wish I could remember who sent us cigars. But we used to be in the middle of Iraq smoking this, it's called a smoke pit, and we call them smoke 'em if you got 'em, right? So we just sit there, just sweat, filth, some guys with their rifles, or, we're just sitting there and we're just smoking cigars. And something that I loved about it is you're just building that camaraderie. And what I really enjoyed it is that the cigar was only the vessel. Yeah. The opportunity is the experience. And I could only wish what cigar I smoked was my first cigar, but I'll always remember the people I smoked it with. So when you take that concept and bring it along, weddings, birthday parties, first communions we've done, but especially weddings, when a huge milestone, and it's a special moment. Hopefully you only do it once, and that's what you want to celebrate. And who else but people, professionals like you and I, that specialize in that, where we understand the experience. Because our grooms only are going to get married once. Yeah. It's probably their first wedding, let's just say.
Most grooms are first-time clients.
First time. But how many weddings have you and I done?
Yeah.
Multiple,
yeah.
So we know the ins and outs. Yeah. You know specifically how to dress, the timeline, what needs to happen. And I think that puts us in a separate, like, if you're going to do it by yourself, or you're going to do it with someone that's an expert, that's a professional in that case. So.
Yeah, I think my first experience with cigars was at a high-end cigar lounge. Like, I used to have long dreads, and I never wanted to smoke because I heard the smoke gets in your hair, blah, blah, blah. But the first time that I smoked, I smoked a cigar in the lounge with other people. It felt like an equalizer. It felt like an opportunity for as long as I had a cigar in my hand, it didn't matter what my background was. It didn't matter where I was from.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter how much money I had in my bank account. It was an equalizer, and I was able, or I was encouraged to enjoy the conversation with anyone else who was smoking that cigar. And me coming from a menswear fashion background, it also complemented the lifestyle component that I was drawn to. And so when I started the Fontaine Concierge and the Groom's Concierge element of it, the focus was elevating lifestyle and, again, creating experiences. the cigar, like you said, is the vessel. It's something to do, but it's something about when you're smoking that cigar, you're smoking it with your friends. These are your best friends. You invited them to be a part of this special moment with you.
Absolutely.
Whether they're guests or whether they're part of the bridal party, like engaging in that moment and engaging in that activity, and by doing something that is pretty intimate, because you have to. The thing about cigars is you have to stop. Kind of have to sit and play. Like most of them, you don't see anyone rushing around with a cigar. They're kind of usually chill, sit down, relax, and it's a part of their lifestyle. They're taking the time. They're taking the moment to take it in, to take it all in.
Correct.
And I think I really appreciate having that, and I really like to incorporate that into my into all of my grooms experiences if they're smokers, because it just really drives home the point of camaraderie and how special this is, and like taking the time, because I mean I smoke regularly, but I don't know how many of my grooms are just smoking because it's a special occasion, which makes it that much more special. So yeah, but tell me about your brides that are smoking. I don't get to see that side that often.
So here's the fun part. So we have Caitlin, who's on our team, right? So when you call in, you know, Caitlin, she's a smoker. She's my chief smoking liaison. That's her title. And one time she told me she was talking to a groom, and she's telling him all about the cigar. And he goes, "Whoa, stop right there. I'm not the smoker. It's for my fiance, the bride." Yeah, okay. And so he knew nothing about cigars, but his fiance, the bride, just loves cigars, and her family loves cigars. So even the women partake. And you know what? I think nowadays I'm seeing a lot more women, and it's great. A lot more women like getting into the whiskeys, the fine stuff, right? And I think when we talk about like a bespoke experience, and we're talking about those things like spirits and cigars, those kind of like luxury items that you usually get like once in a while and you're celebrating. But a lot of women are getting into it, and a lot of women are getting our services for their groom, for the groom to be. So I think that's a lot of cool ideas that they could have, right?
Are they surprised? How are they like surprising them with this, or? And what are some of those reactions like?
Man, you know, what I love about the whole surprise aspect. Yeah. You know, when we come in, we're wearing the traditional guayabera, right? Yeah. It's a traditional Cuban shirt. It looks like we just got off the plane out of Miami. You know what I'm saying? So we're wearing fedoras. We're walking in. We have a nice like suitcase behind us with all our stuff. So obviously, when you're in like a black tie affair, or when a lot of people are wearing suits, it's like, who are these guys? But then they know instantly, like, they gotta be the cigar guys. And the faces of the surprises that we do are phenomenal. I mean, they're just, first of all, they're just like super happy. It's a great way to end the night, and they're just so grateful that their brides or wives, right? Because by then they already said I do. That they're just super, super happy about it. So we enjoy it. Their faces are just like, and that's what we tell. You need the photographer to be there, you need the videographer to be there, and then when they light the cigar, and we usually capture both of them smoking together. I mean, listen, if they don't smoke, don't worry about it. But you know what? It's just that moment, a great picture of them just with the air coming up. It's usually during the evening, nice cool night. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. That's again to me, it's the lifestyle component, it's the experience, it's partaking in some of the finer things and treating yourself. And so I think our services align in that way, because for me, the groom is typically afterthought sometimes, or his experience is neglected, or doesn't have as much intention behind it. Yeah. And so what I do is I like to come in and say, you know, although you're the co-star in this wedding, for the most part, you are still a star.
Correct.
You know, and you still need to shine bright, and you should be treated as such. And like I said, I like to bring in premium spirits, and I take the time to understand what it is that they like, what it is that brings them comfort, what relaxes them, and how they want to incorporate more sentiment and intention in it. Because again, I think especially with cigars, these are more sentimental moments.
Correct. Sitting
down, having those both, you know, having a cigar with your pops, or having a cigar if you're older groom, having a cigar with your son.
Yeah.
You know, or your daughter. So I just think that I feel if you are a smoker, it's a phenomenal thing to incorporate into your wedding experience, or like you said, your communion experience, or your baptism experience, or whatever thing you're celebrating. It's definitely a good thing. So can you tell me about the process of when we hire the Mobile Cigar Lounge, what happens?
Yeah. So, we really focus on the client experience from start to finish.
Yeah.
So as you come in, we want all your questions answered. Or the value of what it means to have one of the best cigar experiences in New Jersey is to just sit down and just explain to you every option. Let's curate an experience specifically designed for your wedding.
Yeah.
How many people are there? What kind of smokers are they? What time frame? Everything is all different because we want to make sure that's that bespoke experience, correct? So when they come in, our concierge team, they take care of them. They ask them some questions, and we help direct them and curate a nice selected list of cigars, the number of cigars, and if they need a cigar roller or a tobacconist, and also if they need a whiskey experience. So once we get that done, we put an agreement together. And then we just lead up all the way to the wedding day, keeping in contact, answering their questions, and making sure that they have everything they need for a successful event. And then when they get out, we want it for us. We pride ourselves on the customer service. How is your rollers? How did everything go? We want to make sure that from start to finish, everything's taken care of. So that's how I expect our client experience to be. Not only that we bring a premium cigar experience, we also want to bring in a premium customer service, customer experience.
It's all about the experience. But as you're the Mobile Cigar Lounge, we're not just going to glaze over this whiskey experience. I'm gonna need you to kind of dive in a little bit more about what is that about? Because I'm a man of my spirits.
Yep.
And I like a premium. I like a premium drink with my premium stick. So
absolutely,
talk to me about what that experience entails.
Yeah. So we have certified whiskey ambassadors.
Okay.
So there's about 6 of us on the team that we've certified, and it's great. It's very hard to take a course when you have to decide what regions these whiskeys come from. So on the final test, we had to figure out which region, and it was the most very interesting thing. But for us, it's developing our palate, right? And for our business, this is what makes me money: my nose and my palate, because I want to make sure that I'm tasting, I'm smelling, and it brings all senses together.
Okay.
Now going back to the whiskey and cigar, that's what we're triggering. We're triggering all these senses. When you look at a whiskey, whether it's a Scotch, bourbon, or whiskey, you're looking at the color, you're looking at the sight, the smell, the touch around the mouth, and the taste from where it comes in, and once it's swallowed till the end. So I love the whole whiskey experience. Our ambassadors, we help explore different regions, especially if it's Scotland. Usually pick a Space Side, Highland, Lowland. If they're more for the peatier stuff,
okay,
the Isla or some of Campbellton. So for us, it's the same thing. We bring that experience exactly there.
So the Mobile Cigar team members, when they're out at the different events, they can actually speak to what the cigar and the elements of it, like the tobacco leaf and the filler, and they can speak to the whiskey that's there as well. So they can actually just have conversations and pretty much give short workshops.
Yeah.
on what they're smoking and what they're drinking.
And I think that's what makes it fun, and what makes us one of those differences of other companies.
Yeah.
We're interactive. You come up to our table. Our guys and our guys and gals are veterans. They're first responders and those connected, like their wives, their brothers, children. Not children as they're older. But what they do is they take the tobacco. We let them smell it, let them touch it, and a lot of them are like, "Hey, when do you add the tobacco?" Like, "Hey, listen, this is all tobacco."
Yeah.
And these are the type of leaves, right? The filler, the wrapper, the binder. We get everything Nicaragua. I just love the boldness of Nicaraguan cigars. And when you talk about whiskey, when they're talking about how does it get their flavor, and listen, it's part of the maturation process. When you get those, right? We're drinking a Space Side, you get more of those. It's more of a fresher fruit than a dried fruit. It comes up. It's a little more of that fruitier taste. And once we get done and we can smell it, we probably get some little honey residue. It's not because they added honey to it.
Yeah.
It's because they have 3 ingredients: yeast, malted barley, and water. Same ingredients as bread. but it creates such wonderful spirits just like this that you and I and our guests could partake.
That's super cool. And on the business side of things, I like to let you commend you on. First of all, thank you for your service.
No, appreciate it. Thank you.
But also finding an opportunity in a niche market, doing something that is super impactful for people all across the tri-state. But you're also doing it in a way that is empowering veterans and those connected to them. And I definitely commend you for that because. You found your tribe, and you're making sure that you take care of them because they took care of you.
Yeah.
And
something that I like to do is a lot of my guys and gals, this is our therapy. We a lot of us are mental health is a big thing, and just not just the veterans itself, but all across. So for us, the message that we get from some of our guys and gals, they're like, hey, listen, I feel like I'm back part of the team. The camaraderie behind it, it warms us up because we want to make sure that we're taking care of them. And for this, they're not out getting drunk, they're not out like ripping cigars. This is a form of therapy. As you were saying, we're not rushing a cigar.
Yeah.
We're enjoying the conversation because you have to sit there and you want to pay the respect of how long this was in the barrel, how long those cigars were made. I think that foundational in itself is why I love going to cigar lounges. You're exactly right. It doesn't matter your race, creed, what job you did. And you've probably had this experience, some of the greatest conversations over a cigar.
Even ear hustling. I like to sometimes I go in there quiet and I'm just ear hustling, just listening to people giving game about life, about business, about relationships, and they invite you to join, and if you're not in the mood to talk, to contribute that way, it's fine. There's no pressure. But if you are, you're more than welcome to. And again, that culture is just super inviting. And I think that one of the things that ties it back into what it is that I do, and I think lifestyle, but I think another thing is craftsmanship. Understanding that the reason why I'm drawn to custom tailored garments, the reason why I'm drawn to particular whiskeys, the reason why I'm drawn to cigars, the reason why I'm drawn to a particular, even furniture, aesthetic things, is craftsmanship. There's someone out there who took the time to develop a mastery to create this thing that we get to enjoy. So rushing it is not it. You pour. You never see anyone with a tall tin of whiskey trying to chug it down with a cigar.
I hope
usually
not.
have a small pour.
Absolutely.
If you got a Churchill, you're just sitting there taking it in and going in and just really enjoying the moment. So,
You know what I love about what you were saying, the craftsmanship, especially doing a wedding, taking that time, right? If you don't have the right professional, it's like everything's all rushed, right? And especially when you're just trying to really enjoy the moment and have someone there guide you, right? Especially what you do. And because I only handle one part of that experience, right? We were having a conversation and you were talking about how you're guiding, right? You're that lieutenant guiding, which I love that. And you're guiding them through the suit, putting it on properly, shoes properly, cufflinks properly. There's not a lot of men out there that know how to tie a tie properly. And when they come out and taking those last second adjustments, I think would make the pictures, make the moments. And man, putting on a nice suit, drinking a nice whiskey with your boys, smoking a nice cigar.
But keeping it with your boys. So that's important because, again, when you don't have an attendant like me, typically you delegate tasks to somebody a part of your groom's party. And you invited them to partake and enjoy these moments and savor them with you. And so if you got them running around doing things, they're missing the moments.
Yeah.
So that's why a professional like me in the room with you as a liaison to the planner who has the entire scope of things. The planner's the captain, I'm the lieutenant handling my platoon, which is the groom party. Understanding the itinerary, where we need to be and when we need to be there, how much time we have to prepare in between to do that. Right. Also identifying moments to incorporate intention and sentiment. What's important to you? Where's the relationship? One thing that I do with my grooms is I form a group chat. So I get a group chat with my groom and the whole groom's party, 6 4 to 6 months before the actual wedding day. So now I touch base with everyone. So even though you may not have met me personally in person, we have a touch base and there's already a rapport. And so you're already understanding I'm going to be in the room. I have a little bit of insight about the personalities. They have a little bit of insight about my personality. And it just makes the day go smoother. And sometimes I leave the groomsman, the groom's party feeling like a groomsman. I just become a part of the party, and and I can't tell you how many times I've been a part of the a wedding party and got invited to stay. And sometimes I do, just because it just becomes that fun, that much fun, and you feel like you're involved, and I like to take the time and attention associated with that. But again, that comes with time, sitting with it, the craftsmanship. You don't rush these things. These things you really have to really be intentional about it, and taking time to understand what needs to be done to complete the job.
And what I love about that is also the experience. For example, you've been doing this for about 6 years, Cameron. I've been doing about 4 years. We've been doing weddings. This is 10 years altogether. Right? We know exactly what needs to happen to make sure that it is ran smoothly, that it's run effectively, and you're exactly right, man. Because of our experience, 10 years experience just sitting right here, of just doing weddings, private events, making sure that our clients are taken care of. That's the most important thing. This isn't our first wedding, and for that groom, for the most part, I would say 95%, right? It's their first wedding. Have someone like you and I to be there to guide them, So yeah, absolutely.
Well, Joey, I just want to say thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the rapport that we've built over, I guess, over the past 2 years. Just connecting and remaining in each other's network. So just tell the people a little bit about where they can find you, how they can learn more about the Mobile Cigar Lounge, and the Smoking Panda.
Thank you so much. I just want to say first off, thank you to this man, right, Cameron. I just want to say thank you so much, brother. I'm so very honored to be able to grow in an industry because we're young. 30s.
Yeah, 30s.
So I'm hoping that when we're in our 40s that we have so much experience that we grow into this business together. So I just want to say thank you, brother. But thank you everyone that's been listening in. Please, if you're getting married, right? I'm only one part of that experience. Cameron does it all. Like if you're a groom out there that's like, hey, I want to have a bespoke experience of someone 6 years experience of doing weddings, going to be there. This is your guy. Jersey guy, knows what he's doing, dresses to the T. He shows up, and I just want to say thank you so much, Cameron. I just had to put it in there for you.
I appreciate it.
But if you can find me, www.themobilecigarlounge.com. Find us on Instagram, on Facebook at The Mobile Cigar Lounge. If you guys are watching this right now, for all our brides and grooms, I'm going to offer you, type in, what should we have them type in? Or say to us, what should we call it?
The groom guy. Call it the groom guy.
The groom guy. Right. So if you're listening or you're watching right now, email us, the groom guy. We'll send you a good, nice. We'll take care of you. We'll give you a $75 gift certificate for any of our cigar experiences. Just because, Cameron and his audience, we want to take care of them. So make sure when you message us and you're looking for an experience, the groom guy, and we love to see you there. But if you have any questions, info@themobillecigarlounge.com. So thank you so much, Cameron, for that.
Man, thank you, no problem. Again, you've been watching The Groom's Den with Fontaine Concierge. I'm your groom's guy. This is the Smoking Panda. We'll see you the next time.